Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. We're going to look at adding detail and how to create sort of unusual shapes for our models. And so here I've got a piece that I had in my hand just a moment ago. There it is. This piece here, if you look, these has the hole in the bottom that allows me to connect it to other things. I've created some feet at the bottom where it can just sit and be used. If we look closely, you can see that we have lots of shapes on every panel. But they're not complicated shapes. They're just regular shapes, circles, cutouts, indentations, raised pieces, grids, and they're just made like this. So if we have a look at this one here, here's the one that's been made. And you can see that as I make it, I group the shapes immediately so that all these pieces are just grouped. And then all these little bits and pieces are sort of pieces that are found inside these things like vehicles and machines. You can take the sort of wheels away from, and there's teeth and cogs and things like that you're able to sort of put together. And then you're able to use these pieces not as whole objects as such, but you're able to use them as pieces like this. And then just added things like domes and then cut out circles into quarters, into halves. You can see here when I'm making a grid pattern, for example, I'm just making the grid pattern with some very thin holes. And then this whole shape itself is literally made out of 2 diamonds. So these 2 diamonds, they then give you a 28-sided shape, I think, or 24-sided shape. And then you square the edges off and literally just square these pieces off with squares on the inside. And if you have any pieces on the outside, you can create that shell like we did before, and you can cut everything else out. So all we've done is just add shapes. That's it. And then the feet on the back are literally just cutouts like that. So they're just cut out. So when we join them all together, they create little feet on the corners here, and then we can lock them off to make them flat. And then we just add another one on the top, and it just cuts everything off the top and just makes it flat, and it can sit. So let's just go and have a look to see how we can add this shape on here. So let's go and add a simple square, for example, right onto the side, like that. And then we just shrink it, make it flat, raise it, and then this time I might just do a simple line pattern here. So once we've got it to about 1 millimeter, so that's about 1 millimeter. In fact, I might bring it down to 0.5 millimeter, thereabouts. Thereabouts. There we go. And then I'm just going to go and drag this down using Option and Alt and make a pattern. And then what we can do is use Shift. Let's go and click off this for a second. Shift, 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 and Shift. And then you can see it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. Let's go and align it. And you can see it goes yellow. Done. And then it should. And put those two together. Done. So there's a simple pattern, and then I could make that into a grid with some lines like that, or I could just put lines into the outside and make sort of indented brickwork. I mean, once I've done one side, I can just go and repeat it and make the other side, and that's how we can go in and add simple detail and add sort of make-believe or semi-realistic patterns to our objects and our modules. Because once we've made this, we can then go and join them together. Because on the underside here, I've got like a little letterbox, and that letterbox piece can then go and slot them together on the side as well. So that would be for my body, because I would eventually cut out the body for my transporter like this, and then you can see it's literally a house shape, extruded, and then I've made some windows and copied the windows over. Same with this one. This is a copy from a spaceship in a film, and then I just repeated it on the other side too, where they have the windows. As you can see, it's literally a square that I've put into a paraboloid. So that's how we do it. Okay, up to you now to have a little go yourselves. Okay, so as always, good luck.